Hello everyone, very good morning. How are you doing? Welcome to this class, VA CAT 2021. My name is Anupam, and just see if coming all right on the app or not. Yeah. So I think that there is no doubt that there is an extremely important connection between reading comprehension and verbal ability. The better you become in either of them, it improves your skills in the other part as well. If you improve your skills in reading comprehension, you will find that there is a lot of improvement in VA section. Okay, if you are able to comprehend RCs properly, you will see that you are also able to understand what order should the parajumble come. Of course, you will need parajumble specific understanding and practice, but the skills somewhere are related. The skills somewhere boil down to the same aspect, that you understand whatever is being said, and you have a understanding of what is the purpose of this being written, what is the intention, and you solve as many questions as possible in the time given to you. So it boils down to the same thing, that can you understand, can you read and you can understand the context behind it, the story behind it, the central idea, the primary purpose, break it down into smaller parts. If it's a parajumble, make pairs. If it's a odd one out, make pairs, understand what is this main theme, pick up a sentence which is not the part of it. In case of odd one out, in case of para summary, read the paragraph given, see what are the few main points, what is the main point, or would I say other specific points given there, and see which of the option matches the best. These skills are very natural skills. You already know these skills. There is nothing that we need to teach you here. But the point here is that you need to refine your skills, and you need to be able to do it in a certain time constraint, and you need to do it a certain number of times to gain a specific level of command and confidence over those skills. So that is the reason that we ask you to sort of subscribe to Academy channel, and we ask you to on Academy app and Just Get channel, so that you get access to hundreds and hundreds of topic-wise test, sectional test, and mock test. Okay, so this particular PPT, in this PPT, this is given. It will come down to 788 rupees for people who subscribe for 2 years, and please use this. And for 6 months or 12 months, it will come down to 14,000 rupees for 6 months and 17,500 for 12 months using the code Saxena Live. And this will come down to 2006. So people who are writing this year, who written CAP this year, and they want us for OMTs or DI or for the preparation in your of your GPPI, then 3 and 6 months subscription makes sense. But for the people who are writing it next year, 24-month subscription makes sense, because all your things, all your processes and your test and GPPI, everything will get over by 2022 March or April. Use the code Saxena Live to get 10% discount. So suppose we talk about key. This is a little topic which we should talk about. That how do we prepare? What has to be the foundation of preparation? So if you talk to me, if you ask me the foundation of preparation, what should be the foundation of it, then I'll say I'll say that the foundation of preparation can be your reading skills, improvement of reading skills, which will happen if you read diverse sources, which will happen if you will read even if diversity is something which is a challenge, I think simply very simply just subscribe to one newspaper which comes to your home. When you're sitting at chai, when you're sitting for your breakfast, just pick that up and make summary of the editorial, make summary of at least one paragraph of it, make summary of at least few of the few of the ideas which are given there. Please understand what is the context, what is the main theme behind it. So if you can simplify the editorials which come up, I think your ability to simplify the complex RCs which come will also gradually improve. Yeah, so this is how it is. So what happens that when you're solving parajumbles, there are some mandatory pairs which should come together. There is no doubt that they will not come together. So they are the mandatory pairs without which it is it won't be possible, okay, to form the right order. Certain pairs are grammar based connection. There's a proper grammar based connection, proper noun, common noun, that sort of a connection, and sometimes it's an idea based connection. We arrange them, and so sometimes it happens that, like I think there is a proper noun given in one of the sentences which are jumbled up. There's a proper noun given, say Arun, Ashish, Ramya, and somewhere in another line there's a pronoun given somewhere, or a common noun given somewhere, which refers to this proper noun. Okay, now there's a high chance that the sentence containing the sentence referring to the proper noun, having that part of speech which refers to this proper noun, will come right after it. there is a very strong connection. See, if it's a 5-line, if it's a 4-line paragraph, the connection has to be strong, right? Another point is that there is this idea-based connection. That the ideas the connection is based on ideas. So if there are two ideas which has been which do you think that two ideas are talking about the same theme, or there is the same story? Then there has to be a connection. The idea is the same, the information given is same, they're talking about two same topics, then it's again an idea based connection, and this connection is established. Then comes your, when you arrange them, so you can arrange them in a so you can arrange put them in order. So once you found the pairs, then you arrange those pairs so that they form a clear-cut, coherent order. And next comes that sometimes it also happens that the purpose of the paragraph or the passage, the purpose of the paragraph also has a lot of importance. So if you understand the purpose of the paragraph or the passage, then putting them in right order becomes a little easier. This comes a lot helpful when it comes to your odd one out questions. So in your odd one out questions, what happens is that there are 5 lines are given, 4 of them are part of the story, 1 of them is not. So if you can understand the purpose of the paragraph given, right, then these 4 lines are talking about one particular idea, and there is 1 line which is using some terms which have been used there, but it's not talking about the same idea or the idea which other 4 lines are talking about. Right? So purpose of the paragraph or the central idea of the paragraph is also very important. For example, there was this question in CAT which we might discuss with you. 4 lines out of 5, they're talking about nature of displacement in Bengal. Okay, so there is some displacement happening from Bengal, and that is happening because the river Ganges is hitting the banks, okay, of those places, towns and villages it passes through, and it is breaking the banks, and it is submerging those banks. So the river is widening, but these farmers who have farms or who have houses or lands on the banks of river Ganges, they are losing their land little by little. And since it's a slow process, since it is a slow process, it is taking place at a slow time. It is happening slowly. There was 1 line which was, now these 4 lines are talking about this particular displacement, and there is 1 line which is talking about if this displacement was happening in a very large number, people would have known about it. Now this line was absolutely out of context from the other 4, right? So in this way, purpose of the paragraph or understanding the key theme of the paragraph is also very important when it comes to solving odd one out, para summary, para jumble. So what I've discussed is solve at least couple of questions, solve 2 to 3 VA questions, and every day. For that, we've discussed what to do. You have to subscribe to an academy. You will get access to hundreds and hundreds of topic wise tests, mock test, uh, sectional test. You'll also get access to plus courses, which are which are made for our plus students, the students who subscribe to an academy. At the same time, there are amazing doubt solving sessions. So every fourth class is a doubt solving session, so you can make use of it. So yeah, let's solve this question without talking do much ado. Let's solve the question. Say that or we can do this like this, is it? Or we can just give me a minute. I want a little is it better now? Okay. It's saying that four sentences labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 given below, when properly sequenced, would yield a coherent paragraph. Decide on the sequence of the order of the sentences and key in the sequence of the four numbers as you answer. So people with, so this is saying that so this is again your parajumble question, actual calculation. Now this was an easier question which could have been solved. Sometimes say a little difficult question can also come, but generally what I've seen that the parajumble questions in CAT in last couple of years, they are manageable. Yeah, they're not very difficult. On the other hand, odd one out questions, the questions which at least this year in 2020, I found that odd one out question, at least in the second shift, in the afternoon shift, were a little difficult. So, but then difficult or easy is a very subjective term. Says people with dyslexia have difficulty with print reading, and people with autism spectrum disorder have difficulty with mind reading. So they're saying that people with dyslexia have difficulty with print reading, and people with autism spectrum disorder, they have difficulty with, so they're talking about what? Dyslexia and autism spectrum disorder. People with dyslexia have difficulty in print reading, talking about some sort of a issues which these people. So we know, even if we do not know what is autism spectrum disorder, what is dyslexia, we at least understand that these are some sort of a special conditions, special conditions which people undergo, and because of these special conditions, special conditions which people are undergoing, they face these challenges of print reading and mind reading. Second says an example of lost cognitive instinct is mind reading, our ability to think of ourselves and others as having beliefs, desires, thoughts, and feelings. So they are saying that as an example of a lost cognitive instinct. So we have lost an ability to think and understand, which is mind reading, and a capacity to think of ourselves and others as having beliefs, desires, thoughts, and feelings. So we have lots of ability basically to be aware of our own emotions and to understand what others or what emotions do others have. Point number 3 is mind reading looks increasingly like literacy, a skill we know for sure is not in our genes since scripts have been around for only 5 to 6,000 years. So they are saying that mind reading looks increasingly like literacy, and a skill we know for sure is not in our genes since scripts have been around only for. So what has happened into the talk about a lost cognitive instinct is mind reading. Okay. And they tell us about what is mind reading. So they introduce this lost instinct. They tell that we lost some instinct, which is mind reading. An example of, they tell what is mind reading, and then they come and tell us they compare mind reading with something else, and then they say that something else is literacy, is able to read and write, and a skill we know for sure is not in our genes because we have been writing for last 5 to 6,000 years only, right? 4 says print reading like mind reading varies across culture. Okay. 4 says like print reading like mind reading varies across cultures, depends heavily on certain part of the brain. So mind reading looks like literacy. Now when literacy was mentioned, so we know for sure that 2 and 3 are a pair here, because 2 introduces a topic, 3 takes it a little forward, and then 3 they make a connection with literacy. And then you have print reading, same thing, writing and reading. Print reading like mind reading varies across culture, depends heavily on certain parts of brain, and is subject to developmental disorders, right? You're saying that print reading like mind reading varies across cultures and depends heavily upon certain part of brain, and is subject to developmental disorders, and developmental disorders are mentioned in 1, right? So 2, 3, 4, 1 is the pair. Got it, right? Because 2 was talking about lost cognitive instinct, mind reading. 3 spoke about mind reading again, and they spoke about literacy as well. Then 4 spoke about print reading and talking about developmental disorder, and people with autism have a difficulty with print reading, and people with autism spectrum disorder have difficulty with mind reading. So it happens that people say ki all sentences look connected, all sentences look connected, everything looks connected, and none of them look connected. And so the idea here is that sentences look connected because there has to be connection, of course. What happens is that it is not only connection, it's your is there are they mandatory pairs or not? Is there a connection which you can logically establish or not? Can you see that there is a grammar-based connection? Can you see that there's an idea-based connection? Okay. Only if you see that there's a grammar-based connection or there's an idea-based connection, there is a connection. Otherwise, there is no connection. Otherwise, they are not connected to each other. And this basic idea is the most important idea here, that you know they are connected only if there's an idea based or there's a pair based connection between the two. Okay. None of them see what happens, that when you say that none of them look connected, probably you haven't looked better, you haven't looked for the connection properly. So if you look for the connection properly, then you will find that that none of that that lot of there is a connection established. So if you will read the text more than once or twice or thrice, you will find that there happens to be a connection. Sometimes it also happens that writing the summary initially, if you're finding it difficult, writing summary of the 4 lines, uh, rewriting the sentences in your own words makes sense. All this sort of makes sense, and then you can connect it. Again, it's a cat question. Four sentences have been given below. Kindly arrange the sentences in a coherent paragraph. So four sentences have been given below. Kindly arrange the sentences in a coherent paragraph. We all live under one mob rule until then. So it's again a parajumble. We all live under mob rule then, which doesn't help anyone. We live under mob rule until then. That means something else has been told here, right? So before this line, there was something else was told. Until then, until that point, we will live under mob rule. Okay. 2 says perhaps we need to learn to condense the feedback we receive online so that 100 replies carry the same weight as just one. So it's talking about that we need to learn to condense the feedback we receive online so that 100 replies carry the same weight just as one. So the 100 replies, they carry, so it's talking about perhaps we need to condense the feedback we receive online. Okay. So when you say perhaps, it means that something has been said before it. Right? Because perhaps is used to assert, the perhaps is used to give an additional weightage, okay, to assert the point which we are just going to make. Okay, so to give emphasis, we use perhaps. That means something has been said before it also. Perhaps we need to condense the feed. So condense the feedback means we're receiving online to 100 replies. That means if we want to say 100 things, instead of giving 100 replies, we can just rely on one. 3 says, as we grow more comfortable with social media conversations being part of the way we interact every day, we are going to have to learn how to deal with legitimate criticism. So 3 is saying that as we grow more comfortable with social media conversations being part of the way we interact with every day, we are going to have to learn how to deal with legitimate criticism. Okay, and what did 2 say? 2 said that perhaps we need to learn to condense the feedback. So probably there is a connection between 3 and 2. Okay. Probably let's read further. 4 says a new normal rise where it is considered unacceptable to reply with the same point that dozens of others have already. Okay, a new normal arise where it is considered unacceptable to reply with same point that others have already made. And in one they said what? We all live under the mob rule until then, which doesn't help anyone. Okay, we all live under the mob rule until then, which doesn't help anyone. So it's like 4 and 1 is a connection, right? Because until when we will live in the mob rule, until when it becomes unacceptable as a culture to reply with the same point that others have already said. 4 and 1. So connection here. And 2 and 3 are a connection. 3 and 2 are a connection because they spoke about what? 3 spoke about that we will grow as we grow comfortable with the social media interaction. We have to also understand that we have to learn to deal with the legitimate criticism by doing what? Condense the feedback we receive online so as 100 carry the weight just as same as 1. All right. We know that 3, 2 and 4, 1. This is a pair here. This is the order here. Okay. This question is a para summary question again from CAT. Again, see how does it work here. See, in para summary, what happens? Key basically in a para summary question, what happens is that they are looking for basically what happens is that they're looking for to test you on this feature, that can you if we give you a paragraph and then we give you 4 lines after it, can you tell which of the line conveys the message given in the paragraph in the most in the best way possible out of the 4 options given? That is the point here. It may not be the best way to write about it, but it will be the most accurate one. Why? Because what happens, what they do in para summary question is that see, para summary question should be the most easiest question in the CAT question paper, because it is just asking you to tell the summary, right? So anybody who reads it comes down and can tell which option is the best, is the right option. Whatever the main points are given, or main point is given, that is mentioned there. But what happens on the other hand is that what they do is to make life complex for you. They create certain difficulty for you people by creating options which look correct but they're not correct. They will be creating options by using same words, same typical words, same terminology, same jargon which has been used in the paragraph, and then they use the same language in those wrong options, so that you become confused and you think, okay, the language is same, probably it is the right answer, or they will keep you hooked on to one particular question for a very long time, right? So I think this idea is absolutely fine, that you make your own summary before you actually go to the question. Before you get confused, you can tell yourself in a mind, or you can frame an understanding, okay, for this question, for this particular piece, summary is this, and I need to go and find if any of those options make sense to me. It says, to me, a classic means precisely the opposite of what my predecessors understood. A work is classic by the reason of its resistance to. Classic means opposite of what my predecessors understood. A classic is what to him? The classic is by the reason of its resistance to contemporaneity and supposed universality, by the reason of its capacity to indicate human particularity and difference in that epoch. So what they're saying is that a work is classic by reason of its resistance. A work resists something which is contemporaneous. Contemporaneous. What is contemporaneity? Contemporaneity means that either it means that two things, two events, or two people, or two processes, they were happening at the same time, sometime in past, or they are happening right now, and they are happening in the present, and they are happening at the same time, right? So basically, this is what is the meaning of contemporaneity. Also means that when say an event is happening in the current time frame also, that is also meaning of contemporaneity. So they're saying that he's saying that it should resist contemporaneity, and it should also resist what? Supposed universality, that this agenda that everything is in the universe is connected and same, and there is a universal theme to everything, and there is an underlying theme to everything is same. This idea author doesn't want. Author thinks that it should resist all this. By the reason of its capacity to indicate human particularity. So it should indicate human what is different in humans, what is unique about humans, and difference in that last epoch, and the difference in that in the from the last time, the time period to our time period. What is the difference? What people from different time zones, people from different time eras in the world history, how they have been different. Okay. The classic is not what tells me about shared humanity, or more truthfully put, what lets me recognize myself as already present in the past. So classic is not something that tells me about that there's a shared human culture here, or it is going to tell me that I have been in past, and everything before me, like they said, no, what nourishes in me the illusion that everything has been like me and existed only to prepare me for the way for me. So this connection between past and present and future, okay, and this idea of a shared human culture, of a universal theme, of a universal brotherhood, or a common goal, all this the author doesn't like to talk about. Basically, instead, the classic is what gives access to radically different forms of human consciousness for any given so talks about it should give radically different form of human consciousness for any given for any given generation of readers, and thereby expands for them the range of possibilities of what it means to be a human being. So they're talking about that it expands for them the range of possibilities of what it means to be a human being. It says that there has to be it should be able to expand the range of possibilities of what it means to be human. So it should bring in diverse ideas. It should bring in diverse thoughts. It should bring in unique ability of people. It should bring in unique cultures. It should bring in unique things which people think, feel, and they understand, and they do, and they believe, and in various time zones, in various periods of history. Okay, in every country, the author believes that in every country, in every region, in every place, there will be different ideas, and the classic should give access to those ideas. Instead of telling that everything is same, everything is common, there is universal brotherhood, all this should not happen. A classic is able to focus on contemporary human condition. Now, author said resistance to contemporaneity, talking about focus on contemporary. This is opposite to it. Okay, classic seeks to resist particularity. No, author said that it should have more. It should be particularity. Yeah, it should indicate human particularity. Indicate particular, not resist it. This is again incorrect. Okay. Then comes a classic is a work exploring the new, going beyond the universal, the contemporary, the notion of a unified human consciousness. So this is correct. Exploring the new, going beyond the universal, the contemporary, and the notion of a unified human consciousness. So yeah, this is correct. The going beyond universal, contemporary, and notion of unified human. This is the right answer. A classic is a work that provides access to a universal experience of human race as opposed to the radically different forms of human consciousness. So they're saying the classic is a work that provides access to a universal experience of human race as opposed to a radically different forms of human consciousness. So it's a work that provides access to a universal experience, which we have said the author did not like this idea of a universal common theme. The author did not like this idea. So even if we eliminate, we get to know that C is the right answer. So yeah, three is the right answer. Right, everybody. This is how right now I'm not going to discuss how to analyze types of questions, lessons. So this is the table. On this lines you have to keep a track of the errors which you're doing right now. Okay, the types of question, the lesson learned, and modification in preparation. Okay. So Unacademy subscription offers you live classes. You get to interact with the educator, live polls and leaderboard, test series and analysis, and you also get live doubt clearing sessions. So please utilize this. So classes are live. Apart from that, we have special classes for which we don't charge you anything. They're free quizzes. The plus courses are live. Again, you can ask questions. You can talk to the educator. You can ask questions. The people who do well, there's a leaderboard. There are test series, and there are also many dot solving sessions. Please use the code Saxena Live to get 10% discount. Thank you very much.